Hi everyone and welcome back. I'm anxious to move on beyond the initial phase here, but what I've done in the meantime is I wanted to give the kick a bit more of a go. I got a little bit unwell this week, so I haven't had a lot of time to work on this project. But you can see the settings here. So I've just gone for one small sort of FM modulation. And I've gone for something a lot more punchy. And then I came in here and added a bunch of samples that I was able to find in the Ableton packs. So this is a kick here, a little click, a hi-hat, which arguably is not really doing anything. Oh, that's a click. That's got a bit more mid-range to it, so I can turn it up and down as I want. I'm not using much of it right now. Here's a hi-hat. This is quite nice. Might need to shorten it though. We'll see. But this is what they sound like together. And if you put them with the kick, gives it a very nice sort of pronounced sound. Bit more personality. I also swapped out my speakers from the Atoms to the Kali Audio, mainly because they have larger drivers, and I was hoping to hear the kick a little better. But I found really that the shaker EQ was really quite extreme, the way I had it before, so I've tamed it down. So I tamed it down quite a lot. So let's get rid of this stupid bass line right now. And there's our clap. The kick's a little aggressive right now, so we may come back to that again, but it at least works for now. So I'm going to actually record some of this to the main view. Let's switch to the main view now. So we got our kick there. Let's loop this, and we'll bring in the first attempt at the bass line. So I believe we're in C. Nope, D. Let's go down an octave. So I'm going to do quite a simple bass line for now. And we'll bring in the subwoofer. Might do a little bit of modulation on the filter. And we'll sidechain this probably. Let's do 1 bar. So this has a phase reset by default, and there's actually no way to turn that off. But it's especially true with the classic mode. So if we go to shimmer, it'd be a little bit better. But then you lose the consistency of the bass. So we'll work on it for now. Let's introduce some side chaining and see how it works out. For this I am going to actually use a plugin. figure this kick is a bit too overpowering. So let's try playing around with some of the settings here. It's quite nice. Let's bring in some effects onto this. I think I have a preset saved for this actually, but probably not on this computer. So basically, one simple thing you can do is just put in OTT, multiply it a couple times. You can even go further than that. That's not what I meant to do. Let's duplicate these. That's pretty cool. If we go to the drums, this one's pretty straightforward. We'll just do the shaker. Let's move it back a little bit. Alright, let's see what we got in here. I should have named all of these. That's kind of weird. How did that happen? Oh. I'm not sure I'll keep that in. Let's just remove that for now. So we got down here. Probably got a better tambourine sample than that. Let's just see what we've got. Wrong one. So let's go to samples. Tell you what, let's turn this down. I'm not sure if a tambourine is going to work in the end. You guys have to bear with me this week, I'm afraid. I'm not feeling well at all. Got pretty bad ear infection, of all things. Come on, give me a... Oh, this is a group. Yes. I wonder if I can drag all three of them. Yes, I can. Okay. And yeah, it's kind of weird. If you put your voice through a frequency shifter and send it down just a little bit in pitch, that's kind of what I'm hearing right now. So it's kind of awkward, but press through. I think hopefully I'm through the worst of it. So let's bring in another drum machine here. And I'm just going to look for some wood samples. Something to sort of speak to the bass line. So I was surprised when I switched out the atoms for the Callies because, like I said, I wanted the extended bass, but they're actually, I think, they're just better all around. They're showing me a lot of problems with the high end that I hadn't known I had with the atoms. So it's probably time to do a follow-up review and compare them specifically against the atoms. Because I think they're roughly around the same price range. And Atom has a better name as far as like recognition. So, Kali Audio being new, I was certainly a little suspicious of them when I first saw them being sort of this upstart. But not because they're new, but because like the extreme praise that they got, kind of universally, it made me think, well, what's going on here with marketing? Is this some kind of like, like mass paid promotions? But no, they're really damn good. The only problem is the noise. The noise is really getting on my nerves. I've only had them on for like 10-15 minutes. God, I know they're working on a revision 2 or actually they're working on something new. I'm not sure. I've seen them talk about on their Instagram, and honestly, if they can eliminate the noise problem and improve on them in any way, they're going to be amazing. So I'm just going to do this right here. Okay, I like that. It's a bit loud at the moment, but we'll work on that. Is this the wood stuff? Yeah. And a nice thing you can do, I mean, there's a lot of work you do to get things to become, to gel together and become more interesting, even though it's kind of tempting dry. And sometimes, in the end, you might decide to do a lot more dry stuff than you might think, and that makes a very clean mix. But I think I'm probably going to go for something a little moody here. And we'll put on, I don't know if it's worth putting on the effect here. Let's try it. See if that makes any difference. It does. I don't think I like it. We'll leave it there just in case. So let's try for a bit of reverb on here. We'll try this simple one. We could see if adding another waveform might give us something interesting, some more texture. That does give it something a little bit more. I've got that knocking here. I probably need to set this a little softer. opt not to have this. Let's swap that out with something else. There's probably a lot of good shakers, and I may not even need to use a shaker in the end. It's kind of cool. Try a few more out. It's kind of cool. That sounds cool as well, but it's all about finding what works overall. I like this. Maybe I need to think about open hi-hats though. I got a lot of that high end is filled in. Probably want to try to get some of these in there. I think that'll do for now. Let's see what key we're in and let's work something out. We could possibly get started actually putting something together as far as structure. So we'll put this over here. I don't know yet what we're going to do in the beginning. But we'll say it starts from here for now. And I'm going to group these two together. Call this kick. And I should probably name some of this stuff too. Hi-hats and such. And then we've got what is this? We're not using this at the moment, but it is another clap sound. Let's see if that helps. So we want that here. Oh, that's my special clap. Okay. It's actually kind of cool. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. Let's put on this, you know what's coming, right? Gonna put an auto filter on this, and we will just do that. So I'm gonna say probably gonna want to put that up to about here, possibly. Let's take a look. Let's take off snap. Now, I'm not 100% sure. If I set this right on the edge here, I don't really know if the first kick's going to land. So I always put in, because my kick's going to be, let's see. Last kick is going to be here. So that gives me plenty of time to lower the filter back. So we'll start that a little bit earlier. I like what we got going. And we've got some percussion stuff to work with rather, as well. So, there's a lot of different things we could do to move this along, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to see if I can work on some kind of melody to start us off with, some kind of arpeggiator or something. Okay, so we're on. You hear how it's also not entirely, it's sort of it's sort of polyrhythmic, so that's a nice thing too, because as we continue this, we won't reset it every bar, and that's a nice way for it to not feel like it's repeating so much. Okay. I'm not sure this is gonna work. What I'm trying to do now is I'm gonna make. Well, we'll just see. But what I want to do is make a sort of like a pad, and for that I'm gonna come down to the reverb. We'll do this bright long reverb. I really don't like that. But I wonder if I have it on here. See, I don't keep all my stuff in sync, unfortunately. I do so much work on my laptop that I forget to update my PC. And I got a really nice plugin for infinite reverbs. But since you may not have it, we'll stick to this. Let's resample. Actually, I want to resample it without these. So one thing we could do, oh, what have I done here? Let's look at this clip. Let's see how that works out. Sorry for all the clicks, I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe the buffer's too small. So now at this point, let's add in delay. I'm gonna do the filter delay. It's pretty good. Let's turn that off for now. I'm not sure what to do with that. It's just getting on my nerves because it's constantly. I could put a gate, but I'm not gonna bother right now. Let's just take a look at what we can do here. So we've got this on delay 2, send 2. Bring this back a little bit. We just need to increase the feedback. And let's see if we do that on this. Let's see if we can, okay, so I'm just going to call this pad sample. See if we can make this any more interesting. I don't think the overdrive will help us here. Okay, so let's resample that. Okay. I guess it's always better to sample longer than you need. Alright, now we can turn this off. But I do wonder what would happen here if I pitched it down. Why isn't it giving me the option? Nah, we'll leave it as it is. Okay, so that's a little bit something. Let's see if I can work on those toms. Oh, let's try that. Something a little bit off about this. Let's try a little bit of high pass. I wonder if I need to go even lower. Okay, so with this here, let's just see what else. I might want to turn the high end down. And let's see if we put a little bit of reverb on it. Okay, so we could also now work on another layer. So we'll do something similar. Let's just try and work something out down here. So that's a pretty basic, it's a pretty basic arpeggio. Let's see if I can do something better. Okay guys, so I made a couple of tweaks. Most importantly, I forgot to turn the auto filter off when we're not using it. So right here where the frequency rises are happening, I've turned it on. But everywhere else I've turned it off because its minimum is 26 and it's still going to take away a lot of the sub frequencies. And I'd rather do that with an EQ if I want to do that. I think I've moved the low end down a little bit here. And the arpeggiator that I created, I've tweaked a lot. And this is the sort of final little riff I came up with to take us into the next part of this track. So let's take a listen from here. Alright, great. So I've got a lot of clicks and pops now because of all the wavetable instances and things going on. So I'm going to have to sort that out for next time. I think it's probably my buffer settings, but I can't change that while I'm recording because I'm actually using the RME interface to do the recording itself. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this. We'll be working on this, of course, a lot. I've got a lot to do before this starts sounding like a decent track. But, you know, hopefully we get there. I mean, the thing about it is it doesn't sound finished when you start. That's the whole idea of it being finished versus just starting out. So even if it's not sounding very good yet, you know, I have faith that we can probably get it, you know, quite a lot better than this as time goes on. Also, for everything that's on here, it's still very, very much bare. And the next video I want to do is probably going to focus on just working on some sort of jams just to create some interesting rhythms, loops, melodies, things like that we can pull from and add into this track just to create a lot more of an interesting environment for everything else to work in. I hope you enjoyed this video though. I'd like to have checked this with my headphones. That typically helps me make better mixing decisions, but with my ears the way they are at the moment, I can't really wear headphones. It's gonna have to wait. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and thanks very much for watching and take care.